Hey everybody, I want to introduce you to our latest sponsor, Salt Electrolytes. Feeling depleted after a tough grappling session? Well, Salt targets your depleted electrolyte levels with a boost of hydration and health. It gives your body the baseline recovery it needs. Salt contains 6 different electrolytes with a touch of iodine to help maintain a healthy thyroid. No sugar, no dyes, no bullshit. Go earn your salt. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of the BJJ Foxcast. I am your host, Alex Martinez, and today I'm here with my co-host, Alex Tojo Cray. Say hello.
I thought we were just going to look at memes all day.
What?
What? Oh, sorry.
I wish you'd get the fuck off your phone.
I am.
Oh my God. Dude, it's been a long weekend.
Yeah?
Long weekend.
I don't want to fucking hear it. I drove 12 hours yesterday.
Yeah, you did. You got a new car?
Yeah.
So tell me about your car. Why?
Why not?
Why? I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
I mean, you drive across town in a Jeep every day, so I don't want to hear it.
I didn't drive 12 hours to go buy it.
You should have.
No. I probably wouldn't have. I probably wouldn't own a Jeep if I had to go.
Well, it's because it's a Jeep Wrangler. I think they come broken.
No, they don't. No, they don't. Shut up.
I bought a little Corolla. It's a 87 Corolla. It's so hard to explain to people. It's just like a little drift car toy, like a import.
Drift car. What are you, 12?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a drift car.
No, it's the best part about being an adult.
You get to be 12?
I get to live my 12-year-old fantasies.
Oh, my God. I didn't release last week's episode because it sucked.
Yeah. I was kind of
We were so low energy.
Yeah, you were.
We really had nothing going on, nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And we really don't have a lot to talk about today. But here we are.
Here we are. We're going to try a little better.
You know,
the cocaine before is going to really help.
You know, if you want quick results, crystal meth. We were just talking about that earlier, actually.
Who? You and Bill?
No. Bill and Olivia were talking about like proper supplementation and stuff like that.
Oh, fuck
I was like,
off.
hey, if you're thinking long term, totally listen to them. Short term, crystal meth. Mm-hmm. Get the results right away.
No. Long term crystal meth also. You just got to do it long term. I don't know. You just got to keep doing more.
Is crystal meth the one that messes up your teeth?
I think they all fuck. It's like where you get so addicted that you. Well, I think people grind their teeth when they're on meth also, but like, don't give a fuck about hygiene. Like that's the whole heroin thing. Heroin isn't like inherently dangerous, other than if you overdose or you kind of give up on your life and all you care about is looking for that high. Yeah,
but like, this is gonna sound stupid, but I don't think like heroin, other than like kill you. Like if you get off of it, I don't think there's like lifelong effects like there are with crystal meth and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you do anything hard enough, long enough, I think it fucks your body up.
Heroin too?
Well, I mean, after like completely just fucking your body, like not taking care of yourself, like all the stuff that compounds over that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I don't know either.
So everyone should just try it and see what happens.
Let us know.
That's a suggestion.
There was a guy, wasn't there a guy on Rogan that was like, got himself hooked just to show that he could get off of drugs?
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Part of me.
I think he was like a what's it called? A professor.
Oh, okay.
You remember that one?
Yeah. It's got to be a different guy though. Oh. Maybe it wasn't a Rogan thing, but there was a guy that wanted to prove he could get off drugs, so he got on drugs. My hope is that he's like in a truck stop bathroom,
sucking some guy off,
doing lewd acts for drugs, or just because I think it serves him right,
just as good as everyone says it
is. Oh my God, yeah, man. You know, we were just talking about pans and how it's not even on the radar right now.
Yeah,
isn't that wild? That used to be like a big deal.
Yeah.
Like you finish Nogi Worlds and then you're like, okay, ramping up for pants. Take a month off or whatever.
Ramping all 4 months up for pants.
Oh gosh, man. Yeah.
It's just for whatever reason in my head, Florida is a non-starter. I'm like, I'm not flying to Florida.
I'm not flying to Florida. There's no way. It's like, you know, people saying, oh, well, you know, we used to have to go to California to do pans. It's fucking California. It's not Florida.
Yeah.
Florida blows.
To be fair, LA is probably the worst place I've ever been.
Well, it's Anaheim. It was Anaheim. Yeah. So that wasn't terrible.
It's just easy.
Yeah. Anaheim's like LA without the human feces.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have no interest in Florida. I like California. I think all of the big tournaments should be in Vegas because it's a town literally built to have people come visit.
Yeah, and it's cheap to fly there.
Right.
I mean, it used to be cheap to stay there. It's not anymore.
I mean,
pretty average.
Sure, but I mean, like everywhere else, you can get there's plenty of hotels within the vicinity. Like you don't have to get a car. You can Uber and the airport is 10 seconds from the fucking strip. It's like right there.
No, it's great.
Like they built that town for people to fly in, stay in a hotel, spend money, and do whatever they're going to do.
Yeah.
Neither California or Florida are built for that. I just like California because it's close, but like they honestly should put them all in Vegas.
Yeah. I just remember going to Master Worlds, and we might have seen the sun for like an hour.
Yeah, we never came out of the hotel.
Never came out of the hotel. It was like we crossed the street like from the hotel to the venue, but that was it. That was it. Remember we went to that donut place?
We're like, is there a tunnel so we don't have to go outside?
Well, there actually is, but it's not finished yet. But yeah, dude, that's fucking wild, man. Like, it's becoming like I used to be like stoked for Vegas. Yeah. Remember when like the whole team used to go? Like, we used to go storm the place.
I just don't enjoy like binge drinking like that.
No, like we've been doing this weekend.
Drink every day like an adult. I don't need occasions.
Fucking amateurs. Yeah.
No, but it's just like I was talking to someone at your little picnic thing today. I was just like, dude, I'm in bed at 9. Like,
yeah.
It's like the older you get, the more you realize that you're going to spend more time in the hotel. So you spend more money on your room. So you don't, because you're going to stay there more.
Yeah.
You want a nice, clean, relaxing, comfortable room.
Yeah. I think when we went to Fogo de Chao, that wasn't Master Worlds. That was Nogi Worlds, right?
Nogi, yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Fogo de Chao. I remember we walked to Caesars and like, are you guys done?
What are we doing? What the fuck are we literally just like walked and then we got on the rail for like a couple of stops and we're like, let's get an Uber and get the fuck back home.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That little Airbnb we stayed in was nice though.
Wasn't bad. It was a little different.
It's honestly like if you ever stayed at like an Airbnb in Vegas, they're a lot like that where it's like basically like you get a couch, maybe a table for everyone to eat at, and beds. Yeah. That's all they have in there.
Yeah, and they make it like laminate floors so you can't bring like 30 motherfuckers and no
one's sleeping on the ground. Well, I think there's a lot to do with like it's just easier to clean.
Yeah, I'm sure, but I mean it's kind of smart because if you have carpet, people are just gonna I don't know, bring the whole family.
I'll bring a sleeping pad. I'll sleep anywhere. I honestly don't think they give a fuck. Like if you fit 100 people in that house.
I don't think they do.
As long as you paid the fee, right?
Cleaning fee, whatever. But yeah, that one was good because it was close to the gym.
Yeah, because you had to be in the fucking sauna like every day.
Every day. Fuck, that was awful. Yeah, so but that was Nogi Worlds. Master Worlds. Did we stay at the Westgate? We stayed at the Westgate. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty typical. I mean, it's so convenient.
Yeah.
I mean, what I liked about the Airbnb is that like we could just lounge. We could all hang out.
Not be around jiu-jitsu people all day.
Yeah. But I mean, like when Amy and I would go to your and Kelsey's room, it's like, okay, there's one chair, so I guess I'm sitting on the bed.
And it's weird. Like a chair like this where it's like you can't really like
shitty
lounge
one.
in it.
Yeah. So it was kind of nice to have that couch.
It's a cuck chair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's like, well, remember like hotel rooms used to have like, if you got a queen bed or whatever, you'd have like also a couch with a futon or a pull out or whatever.
Yeah.
I guess, don't really have that anymore.
I don't know.
At least I haven't seen that in a long time.
Remember that one hotel room we got, Amy and I got one year that was gigantic?
It was like at the Westgate.
Yeah, it was one bed and it's just like a gigantic living space.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was fucking wild.
Well, because you like
didn't make any sense.
How did that happen? You like were just like, hey, you got any upgrades? And they just fucking gave you the giant.
Yeah, they gave me an upgrade. Yeah, and it was basically the room you had,
but two of them
with nothing else in it. Like there was a big couch. That was it. It wasn't like I don't know. I remember my buddy. John Williams, black belt. So John Williams said that when he was doing the WWE thing, they went to Vegas and. I think he said he was at the Stratosphere and they were like, oh, Mr. William, sorry, we messed up your room. We're going to upgrade you.
Darn.
And they upgrade him to a suite, a 2-bedroom suite.
Okay.
And he said he walked into this foyer, walks around. He's like, who else is staying here? It was a giant suite, 2 separate bedrooms, stuff like that.
Is it weird that I don't even want that? Like, I would just like rather have like a nice big open room versus like, it's just weird to me to like go stay at a place that has a bunch of rooms.
Yeah, I know. But if you had like several people staying with, like if it was 2 couples, I think it'd be good to have like, the bedroom so you can still hang out in the living room and not interrupt. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I'm not going to get a hotel room with you. Nice try, though.
I don't want you to get a room with you. You might have a fucking you might have a fucking rabbit, dead rabbit in your back pocket. Some fucking bullshit.
Hey, don't talk about dead rabbits.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, yeah, that's not a good subject. Oh my God.
Hey, it happens.
Should we talk jiu-jitsu stuff? Well, we touched on this in the last episode that we're not releasing. The whole thing,
because we got too racist.
No, we did not. Yeah.
What was that? Was your guy down in Tucson?
Oh my God. He sends me a text. He's like, "This is gonna be good." He goes, "It's always fun when you hear that." I'm like, "Oh God, is this Tojo trying to give me a heart attack?" But no, we were talking about no-gi guys who don't do gi, yet they have a belt rank.
Yeah. Yeah, you were really hard on this.
It bothers me.
Yeah.
It bothers me. Like, tell me you're an advanced guy or an intermediate. You don't get belts. I'm sorry, you don't get belts.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, I guess.
If you're not training in a gi, how do you get a belt?
You wear a belt while you train in no gi.
No, you don't.
Like an adult. Mika Galval.
What?
Yeah, he was wearing his belt while he was competing. I can't remember what it was.
No way.
Uh-huh.
Why?
Because he wanted everyone to know he's a black belt.
Everybody knows he's a black belt.
Not just an advanced athlete.
That bothers me, though. Yeah, I think if you're going to train in the gi, you get a belt. If you don't,
like fuck traditions and all that. They always like talk about like all the Gracie's like this is American jiu-jitsu.
We're not bowing in.
Yeah,
I'm a purple belt. No, you're not. You fucking asshole. You fuck.
They're called cafeteria jiu-jitsu athletes.
That's right.
They pick the parts they like. And
cafe. Cafe BJJ. I like that. I like that a lot.
Someone can steal that.
Yeah, but they're, I don't know, man. It bothers me. Like with and we talked about with the IBJJF where they do belt ranking, but that's under the assumption that you're training in the gi as well.
Yeah.
Right. You train in the gi. You have a blue belt. You're a blue belt, and you get to participate in blue belt activities.
Yeah. Well,
that's it. That's it.
Well, that's because blue belts are peak jiu-jitsu.
Blue belts can beat the shit out of anybody.
Anybody that's out there.
Oh my God.
One day I'll remember the sign off. It was my idea.
Asshole. And every time I say it, you're like, what?
Huh?
I think you're pretending to not know just to piss me off. It's working.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Remember what you always tell Kelsey?
What?
Don't engage.
Don't engage. Just don't engage.
Fell into my trap. Every time.
Oh my God. Yeah. So we were supposed to have a guest tonight, and
he ghosted us.
Didn't show.
Ghosted us.
Didn't show. So here we are.
No call, no show.
You and I. No call, no show.
How rude.
You know what? I'll still have him on the show only because he wants to talk shit.
Dude, I'm all about that. I'm about that.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, like I told him after 5:00, and then I didn't follow up. I should have followed up with a specific time.
Oh, this is 100% your fault.
Yeah, it's on me. It's on me. No. It's totally on me. Yeah, but we got Granger Moffett coming on the show this week.
Sweet. You have a bigger chair?
What? Shut up.
He's huge.
No, he's not. He's barely bigger than me.
Bro.
Granger's not that much bigger than me.
He's 205, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He'll fit in these chairs.
I fit in these chairs really nicely.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. You
gotta
fit, be accommodating.
You can fit 2 of you in that chair.
It's like those girls on the airplanes. They want big seats.
It's called accommodation. Oh my God. Did Vin ever tell you about the girl? Gosh, where was he going? Maybe he was going to Pans. It was a long flight. And it was during the bullshit where you had to wear the mask on the flight. Mm-hmm. But if you were eating or drinking something, you didn't have to.
So just eat the whole time.
So that's what she did. She had a giant bag. She was a big woman too. She had a giant bag of like Ruffles, like sour cream and onion chips.
Okay.
And a 6
so she smelt bad also.
Oh yeah. and a 6-pack of Mountain Dews.
Ugh.
So she was doing 1 chip and 1 sip.
Sorry, I'm eating.
Yeah, she did. And then he said when she was done with her Mountain Dew, she would shake it at the plane lady. What do you call him? The
flight attendant.
Plane lady. She just
a pilot.
She was hitting the pilot in the back of the head with an empty Mountain Dew. No, he said like the whole trip she was like 1 chip, 1 sip, because he said that when she walked on the plane, she was holding that mask away from her face because she couldn't breathe.
That's probably not why she couldn't breathe.
No, that has nothing to do with the mask. But when Vin said when he saw what she was doing, he's like, she immediately became my hero.
Gaming this stupid system.
It was a stupid system, dude.
Remember when they put the plexiglass in front of the cashiers?
Oh yeah.
And you'd be talking to them, and then they'd like turn their head on the outside so you can hear.
So you can hear them. Yeah.
They're like, oh, okay. Yeah. So this plexiglass window isn't here for anything except optics. Okay.
Yeah.
Doing things for optics is one of my pet peeves. I just fucking hate it.
Well, if it's the only way to keep your business in business, then you got to do it.
Well, whoever's the one who's trying to take your business because of optics is the person who should be
hit by a train. Punched in the face. Yeah.
No, hit by a train.
At least hit by a train.
Yeah. Have you ever seen those videos?
I want them to live, though.
Have you seen those videos like in India where guys are like hanging off the train and they're like trying to play around and then they hit a pole and they just get fucking yeeted?
No.
Oh, it's... Ask Sierra. We share these videos a lot. These are one of my favorite things to watch. Are those the same videos
where there's like 1,000 people on top of the train?
Not necessarily, but it's just like they're playing, like, because like I guess they have no rules on the train in India, because they're just like hanging off and they'll see like a pole and like it's the game. It's like the pole will come and they'll suck themselves back in real quick and then
they see the pole.
Yeah, but then they'll get like lazy, and then they get fucking lights out, baby.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
It's funny to me to watch someone just get folded.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because they're just being stupid. But anyways, yeah. I don't even know why what are we talking about?
We were talking about people on trains, apparently.
Yeah. I don't know why we were talking about that.
I don't know. People getting fucked up, punched in the face.
That's
plexiglass. Yeah.
That's what I want to happen to the people who are trying to take businesses away for bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Or like the dining outside, and then they would put a tent, so you're inside, outside.
You're inside. Yeah.
No, you're outside. You're allowed to dine outside.
Or the lady that was the restaurant lady that was shut down. Her place was shut down, and she's filming like a, I don't know, movie studio, whatever banquet.
Yeah.
That they're having like right outside of her fucking restaurant, and there's like people dining right next to each other. Oh man. Yeah.
She didn't suck the right dicks, apparently.
She didn't, man. It was the weirdest time. And we talk about this a lot. It's just like the more I think about it,
the more frustrating and irritating it is.
It's irritating, yeah.
It's not even the right word. It's like worse than that, because it's just like it was such a scam. Well, or like a lot of that shit was so scammy. Like that is a perfect example.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the small businesses were like just getting shut down because of whatever. But then like Target's open, Walmart's open. Like
all the fast food places are open. The gyms are closed.
Dude, I went to Del Taco like every day after we drank all night.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that was fucking wild. And the way people turned on each other, they were just ratting each other out and shit. That was wild.
Yeah.
Like these people are having Thanksgiving together. Fuck them.
Dude, I remember I came into work and I was working for like the director of our department, and he was like, "Hey, we need to start like packing people up so they can, because today's the last day we're in the office." Like right when like the COVID thing started.
Yeah.
And I remember like, oh, cool, awesome. So I took, like grab your monitors, whatever you need to like work from home. So I had all my monitors, got it home, put it on my fucking coffee table. I'm like working in my living room because I'm like not like, oh, this is temporary.
Oh, yeah.
Like sitting on the couch, and like when you're working on your couch, it's really easy to lay back down and take a nap.
Fuck yeah, it is. Fuck yeah.
So it was just like, but then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this isn't going to be 2 weeks.
No.
And then I actually had to like build my office, and it was just like, oh,
5 years later, here you are.
Still there, still in the office.
Wow, man.
In my house. At least we go in at least. I think it's still stupid that we go in sometimes, but
why do you go?
Cause.
Do you have an office at your office?
I do. Well, I have a cube.
That's really funny.
I have a nice big cube.
Is it one with like the fancy ones with a door?
No, no door.
Okay.
No, we're not that fancy. You got to make the big bucks to get that.
Yeah. So there was one time I was working for a company, and they renovated the office, which was insanely overdue. I mean, we're talking that place was a shithole. So company put out a bunch of money. They renovated the whole place. Got us like I had an office with a door that closed, which is important because I'm on the phone all day.
Yeah.
On the phone all day, and I'm trying to, set things up, set meetings up. And they put us in this like cubicle barn, which is not a huge deal, but the cubicles were barely eye level.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no privacy.
Yeah.
And I'm blabbing on the phone, yada, yada, yada. Man, people fucking hated it. The salespeople, they fucking hated us.
Yeah.
Because we're like...
For doing your job.
Well, yeah. I mean, we're on the phone all day.
Yeah.
And people are like, can you just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes?
You're like, I wish.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that was hard. That was hard going from a office with a door that closed to a cubicle where people can see the top of your head.
Yeah, the companies that's like are still going hard on the we need to be back in the office.
You said hard on.
Hard on. It's just like the reality is like people need to retire or
Yeah. Die.
What? Huh? It's just like this. It's like the old like traditional way. It's like we need to be in the office because we always were.
That's right. Damn it, yes.
Yeah, because like it was one of the things. It was like, was productivity down? No, it actually increased.
Did it though?
Yeah.
Really?
Or at least based off. I mean, I guess it probably depends on the industry, but like
based on the statistics that you like.
Yeah. I mean, the metrics in our department showed that they did.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And most of the stuff that I've read about it was that across the board, it's generally an increase or at least equal to.
Okay, that's cool.
So it's like, well, then you're paying too much money on overhead.
Yeah.
Well, you're wasting money on overhead, I should say.
It's a big waste, like office buildings, shit like that.
Especially here in Phoenix.
Gosh, man. And I just don't understand, like, that people are sitting in traffic for a good hour and change getting to work.
Yeah. Like there and back. You got like a half hour there, half hour that back.
At least.
Or, for some people, maybe it's less if you're close to work.
But what if they could roll out of bed and start working?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, dude.
And not already be fucking drained.
Yeah.
From like dealing with traffic.
Yeah. not risking their lives giving somebody the finger in the fucking traffic. Yeah.
I mean, in reality, like that, you're literally like, you could get killed on the way to work.
Yeah.
You could technically die on the way from your bed to your office.
Yeah.
But I'll bet the chances of getting hit and killed in your car are way higher.
Depends on how mad I make my wife.
Or if
you know what I mean?
Or if you can't breathe because of your mask.
Yeah, my favorites were Mask Bicycle Guy, Mask in My Car Alone Guy.
Yeah, that's the funny one. Those people still exist.
Rubber gloves
but not like regular rubber gloves. They're wearing like
big floppy ones.
Yeah, like your hazmat gloves. Yeah, the cleaning lady gloves.
The cleaning lady gloves at the grocery store. Those are my favorite people. Those are my favorite people. No. The face shield with the mask people.
Oh yeah.
Or the people that wanted people to see their faces, so they wore that little cup mask. Remember that thing? It went this way instead of that way. Man, we could have made millions, dude.
Yeah.
We should have, instead of drinking all the time, we should have thought of that shit.
Well, we probably did think of it, but we were drinking. So. There was
but you
no
remember
ambition.
that one, right?
Yeah.
It kind of went up, but it was clear.
It was like that mask from remember in Deadpool, the guy who can spit acid?
Yes.
It was like that kind of mask.
That mask. Yeah. It was like a Hannibal Lecter without the bars. Oh my God. That was a wild time, man.
Oh God. And remember like mask Jiu-Jitsu? The schools that did that? How fucking cringe was that? Like,
there was one video of a college football game where the band was wearing masks.
Oh, and they had the holes in the mask?
They had the hole in the mask so they could play their instruments. Oh, shit.
Like, you got to look at them and be like, what the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. Like, oh, you got. I'm sorry.
A lot of those
you
people
gotta
still
wear
have
them.
jobs too.
Oh God, yes, yes. And I bet if you ask the same people, oh, I never said that's you're crazy. You're making that up.
Or they'll double down on it. We're all about safety. Were you though? How safe was that?
Yeah, it wasn't very safe.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Let's get off that topic.
Let's get off that topic.
It annoys me.
It's funny though.
Yeah. It's fucking just obnoxious.
Anything jiu-jitsu worth talking about?
Not really.
Not really.
I mean, like I said, Pans is coming, and we're just like,
Fuck
meh,
Pans, yeah.
whatever. It used to be like you said, like we were saying, it was like it used to be on the radar, but I don't know anybody's competing at Pans.
No.
I mean, I'm sure we know people who are, but I don't heard anybody's talked about it.
Yeah. I wish the adult world championships were like in Brazil sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like they do like the Olympics.
No,
they move
it's
it
the
around.
World Championships. It needs to be in America. How fucking dare you? Sorry,
It's
guys.
like-
I'm
it's like-
sorry.
It's like football and baseball saying like,
World
oh, we're the
Series.
world championship. You have one team in Canada. Go fuck yourself. You're not a world champion.
That makes them international.
You're the American champion. And that's, you know what? That's good enough for me.
Yeah.
That's good enough for me. Not that I watch any of this shit, but yeah. So, I really, man, I think it would be way cooler if it was in Brazil, like every other year.
Yeah. So we don't have to go
We don't have to go
that year.
Yeah. That'd be great.
Are you going to do Masters International or Masters? What is it called? I don't.
Masters International.
Yeah, the one
I don't
that's
know,
like
man.
the Tuesday of or Wednesday of.
I would have to stay there for the entire week, so I'd have to see if I can get myself away for that long.
That's what fucking sucks, right?
Yeah.
It's a long week.
Yeah, because we're gonna have at least one athlete at the tournament. But what I would do is like whenever she went, like I'd leave right after. You know.
Yeah. Well, good thing you're retired. So.
Yeah, retired. If I am retired, I suck at it. Fucking working all the time.
Just like everything else.
Yeah. Just like I suck at a lot of things, folks. No, but you know what? But this weekend was it was awesome, man. It was awesome. Yeah. So my daughter had her baby shower.
She took a shower.
She
nice.
finally.
She was smelling.
I don't think
awful.
she used soap though.
Ugh.
Yeah. So we had her baby shower, and then so we had like basically a picnic out back, and then we had a team picnic in the park today, and so I basically spent 2 days with my face over the grill.
How fucking lucky did you get with the weather though? Today?
Oh my God, it was a perfect day, dude. And that's the thing.
The high was like 70.
Yeah.
Sunny.
The thing about that is like, we try to do like something every month, right? Whether it's we're going to the hub and we hang out there, or we do something at the academy. And this month happened to be, we had a picnic planned, but the turnout was awesome.
Yeah.
The turnout was awesome. Like I always freak out about the turnout. Like, is anybody going to show? Does anybody care? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe you should quit having, hey, everyone bring something.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of lame.
No, there was just too much.
There was just too much food. Too much food. Whoever made the mac salad though, legit.
The salad or the macaroni and cheese?
The mac salad. The macaroni and cheese was really good too.
That was Neva.
Neva made that macaroni and cheese. Way to go, Neva.
Yeah, Chola Neva.
Chola Neva.
Did you see her with her oversized flannel?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know you were a Chola. They have Cholas in the islands.
She's from Tonga?
You're asking the wrong person. That's
Samoa.
what I just
Samoa.
say. I just say the islands.
I think
from
Samoa. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you're probably saying it wrong though.
Samoa. Yeah. So she's the women's coach, doing an amazing job, and she can make the macaroni and cheese. Come on now.
And she'll probably fuck you up.
Come on, she'll probably fuck you up too. Yeah, yeah.
She's a tough.
I have to roll with her like she's
woman.
a dude. Like, my God, yeah.
Well, I mean, you've seen her husband, right?
He's a tough guy too.
They're both like strong people.
Yeah, they both do jiu-jitsu. I think Neva is way better than he is.
Well, he's a white belt. So
yeah, he's a white belt, and but they also do competition shooting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they
Actually,
do that.
did I know that? I feel like I did now. Now that you say that, I feel like I remember them telling us that when God, where we were in Vegas. Was it Nationals?
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it had to be Master Worlds because I don't think Neva was there at Nationals.
Maybe.
It was like
I remember we went out to
3
dinner with
years
them.
ago.
I remember
Yeah.
going out to dinner with them, and they were telling us, that kind of stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, she joined our team. I think she might have had a little bit of a layoff, and then went to Master Worlds. We hung out, and then she joined our team, and then
and powerlifters, right?
Yeah, and she's a personal trainer, so they can move heavy shit. So
yeah, pretty well.
But he's always inviting me to go shoot with him, and more than anything, like I don't know, man. I don't have like a race gun or nothing. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't know. Like I feel weird.
Yeah,
like the little
like
fast
a race war.
No, idiot. It's like the little plinky guns with the optic
dots
on it, shit like that. I don't do any of that shit.
We can have one though.
We can do whatever the fuck we want.
This is fucking America.
We're grown ass adults in America.
Yeah, this is the best state in America.
It is.
Texas thinks they're the gun state.
Listen,
my poodle.
Texas still thinks that weed is a drug. Go fuck yourself. Texas is like your idiot cousin that you can't get rid of.
Texas is like the don't tread on me, but then we're like, but unless you do something we don't want, then we're gonna tread all over you. Don't you dare smoke weed in our state.
My God, yeah. My sister-in-law and I were talking, and I was telling her like, oh yeah, mushrooms are awesome. And she's like, do you guys do a lot of drugs in Arizona? Like, what? I mean,
I do whatever I fucking want in Arizona. That's what I do.
I mean, go to I-17 and Thomas, and there's a lot of drugs being done, but I'm not saying like everybody's like that. Have you seen those guys? Those statues?
Be more specific.
So they take, from what I understand, it's like a mixture of fentanyl and a tranquilizer.
Okay.
And they call it Trank. And these guys will shoot up.
It's a pretty original name.
Yeah. And these guys will shoot up, and they'll just like be bent at the waist like they're doing a toe touch.
Oh, it's just like it's the fentanyl stand or fentanyl. Fentanyl
is that what it's called? Fentanyl?
Oh, yeah.
That is amazing that they can still stay on their feet. How do they not fall?
I don't know. It's awesome though.
Dude, they got to fall though.
No, they don't. You just don't have any willpower.
Maybe I should just push them over.
Take a nap, bud.
We can go bum tipping. Oh, that's awful. We saw one. We were on our way to an ASU game, or maybe I don't know, one of those. It had to be an ASU game. We're on our way to ASU game, and we took the light rail because you can that park and ride.
Mm-hmm.
And so we take the light rail, and there's a dude nodding like in front of us, and he was so slumped over, never spilled his Polar Pop.
Fuck yeah, he didn't.
Fuck, dude.
He's a professional,
bro. He's got grip. He had balance with the Polar Pop. He was falling out of his chair, never spilled his Polar Pop.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
You gotta stay hydrated,
dude. You gotta stay hydrated.
Yeah,
there's no doubt.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. So
there was a meme or whatever, a video I saw the other day was talking about. He's like, "Are you sober?" It's like, "I'm Arizona sober," which means I just don't do meth. It was just like a thing on Instagram, like a reel I saw the other day. I was like, "That's funny."
That's really great. Yeah.
Of course I drink.
Arizona sober. What was that thing they did on that movie Ted? Was it Ted 2? Where the girls like
Mark Wahlberg or whatever.
Yeah. The girls talking about going to Arizona State. They're like, "You went to Arizona State?" And they're like, "No wonder we lost a case." Isn't that a thing with Seth? Is it Seth Rogen that makes those movies? He like always shits on ASU.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of people do. Is pretty low hanging fruit. I don't think it's possible to not get accepted.
Well, yeah.
At least I've never heard anybody who's like, "Hey, did you get your acceptance letter from ASU?" They give it to you when you sign on the line, when you press submit.
It's like a little thing you pull, like the dog poop bags.
You're accepted.
Yeah,
you're accepted.
No, so a friend of ours in California went to ASU, graduated ASU years ago, and her daughter was trying to figure out where she wanted to go to college, and she came to campus, fell in love with the place. Mm-hmm. You know, the weather was good. You know, she's not too far from San Diego, where she's from.
Here in the summer.
She was not here in the summer, but she just fell in love with the campus, so she's, applied, got accepted. You know, she's paying out-of-state tuition. Mm-hmm. They had just got. I'm sorry, we're getting back on subject. They had just gotten back all the stuff for her dorm, like the little microwave, little coffee thing, little things, things for the dorm.
Yeah.
And the world shut down. She did 4 years of college remote.
Oh my God.
And graduated ASU.
So she like just graduated like last year.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It sucks, dude. And she's such a great kid. Like, dude, like,
did you ever? Well,
you were never.
You didn't do college, huh? You did just.
I did the military. I did college while I was in the military, which means I just.
But you didn't like. I was gonna ask like, did you ever do like the dorm life thing? But obviously,
never.
I mean,
dorm
Navy
life,
dorm
life in the Navy is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
yeah,
but it's a little different. Like, you know,
yeah,
like you're not getting like little kitchenette sets for your fucking dorm on the ship.
No,
right?
no. I mean, no. I mean,
your mom takes you to IKEA.
Yeah, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. No. I'm sure it's different now because like when I was.
Did you guys do Navy remote?
Navy remote was a thing. Navy remote was a thing. You check in on your cell phone. No, when I was on board ship, we lived on the ship. Unless you were married, then you would get what they call BAH, which is like something blah 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 housing. And it's just like a stipend that you get depending on your rank, so you can afford to live off base. Most people can't.
Right.
I knew people that were like E6s and E7s, and they would tell me like, "Yeah, we picked what bill we're not going to pay for a while," you know. Wow. And these are people that like deploy and do serious shit, and they can hardly pay their bills. I lived.
Is that because they all buy chargers when they get out?
Nah. It's a funny thing about that. People wouldn't buy. People that had nice cars we thought were stupid.
Yeah.
Because you never fucking use it. And when you go to work, the parking lot is ridiculous. The way to go is motorcycle.
Yeah.
You can park close to the
way
pier.
Way cooler.
And you can park close to the pier, and the walk is shorter because parking was insane at that time. But now these kids are living in a dorm. They get a dorm. And then when you make a certain rank, they kick you out of the dorm because you have to live off base, and they give you the BAH. Okay. So you can live off base. So you can have like an apartment with like a buddy or two buddies, and that's kind of cool. But I lived on board ship. I had a bunk. I had 4 meals a day if I wanted them.
Yep.
I had my laundry done, my uniform laundry.
Could you go and eat as much as you wanted?
As much as you want.
So it wasn't like you just get one meal and
fuck no. So breakfast. Like, as you're standing at breakfast, they have, like, bacon, all this shit. And then they have eggs made to order. Huh. And they have a dude yelling, "Next egg." And you're like, 3 scrambled. And, all right, fucking, scramble with cheese, whatever. And he'll fucking whip them up for you.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So you get to the end. You grab all your shit. You get to the end. And then they had, like.
I want to sign up for the Navy.
You don't. And then, I don't know what it's like now, but they had these giant fucking bladders. This big fucking bladder with this fucking udder coming out of it, and that was a milk thing. And you put the fucking, it was in a box, so you put the thing in the box, and then you cut the end, and there was this weight. Basically, imagine like it almost looks like the head of a sledgehammer, basically, right? And it comes out like that. Well, that weight would go down, and it would pinch the bladder. So you stick your bowl under it, you lift it with your wrist, and it would put milk in the bowl.
For
cereal and shit. Yeah, so we had cereal, and we did. I mean, I never went. Like, we never went without, like, food. Food was always, like, legit. It was, like, shower hours, like, water hours. Like, you can only shower between this time and that time. And if you're on watch, you're fucked. Yeah. You can't shower. So, things like that when we're having trouble making water, making fresh water.
Because you have, like, a sanitation process, right, that, like, basically recycles all the wastewater.
Yeah. So, and that's, I mean, it's like a little city that you're living in.
Yeah.
And all these guys that work on it are morons. So things break. I was one of them. And things break. And then, things get, shitty, literally.
So you have guys that are like specialized in like all of the systems.
Yeah. Yeah. Basically, like, I always said that the warfighter is the boat. We are the technicians that make sure that this thing can kill things.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah. So, when you go out on a deployment, if you don't have, like, you would thrive. Everybody would love you because you can just fabricate, make shit up, put things together, make things work. If you're an idiot that can't do that, you're worthless because everything is broken.
Right.
By the time you're on your 3rd, 4th month of deployment, you're fucking piecing together shit the best you can because there are no, like, fly a spare part out. Whatever you got is what you got, So it was...
It's a lot of, like, just fucking Jimmy rigging stuff.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. So when the last duty station I had was it was called Ships Intermediate Maintenance Activity, SIMA. It was SIMA in Norfolk. And our job was to augment the ship's staff,
right,
ship's company, to fix the things after they got back from a deployment. So that basically the ship comes in, fucking big old tongues hanging out. It's all fucked up. So we just like help them with like fabricating shit. And there was like every department that you could possibly have on the ship in this gigantic building. So like, hey, we need to fix our, elevator for our ammo elevator. Mm-hmm. So we send guys out there to help them fix it,
okay,
in spare, replace parts, shit like that. Cause they just don't have the time, especially guys that just got back from deployment. They're not going to make them work a lot. You know what I mean? Because these guys have been gone for so long. So we help do all that shit.
Okay.
Bore scoping the barrels on the guns.
Yeah.
Making sure they're not cracked. We did all that shit. Ammo mag.
You mean like bore scoping, like running a camera down the bore?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, never mind.
Why? What?
Well, it's like bore scoping, like a rifle, like means that you're like, you basically are looking down, like you'll pull the bolt out of a rifle, you look down the bore at like the target. So like when you're zeroing, it puts you in the ballpark.
Yeah. So ours was like a giant camera, like a big tube.
Right. But
camera.
you were like inspecting the bore of the
rifle. So you're like looking and you're turning the camera.
Yeah.
And like you see something, you can photograph it and send it out to be checked and shit like
Stick your head down the
that.
barrel.
Fucking look, go like.
Well, these are like big ass fucking
5-inch guns.
Yeah.
So but all that shit, man. I remember there was one time they're like, hey, motherfuckers got me. They're like, so I was on the gun side. I'm sorry, I was on the vertical launch side, and there were these guys that
you mean like missiles that launch straight up.
So you see on the boats where the door opens and the missile flies out.
Yeah.
That's a box.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine like a
cartridge, right?
It's a cartridge, yeah, and they slide it in, and then you can actually pull the whole damn thing out when you unload. So, I did the deluge system, which is like the water jet system that if one starts firing inside the ship, you spray water right up its ass, and we
to eject it.
Yeah, it would turn it off. Like
okay.
we're fighting a fire.
Yeah.
So,
does that happen?
It happens, apparently, because we had to fucking work on.
But did you ever like hear of it?
Nah, I never heard of it happening. But we were with the Mark 35 guys, which is like it's a single arm missile system. So imagine this thing is sitting like this.
Are you sharing top secrets?
Nah, and this missile goes right up this rail, right, and then it'll go like this, and bam, and fire it off.
And it would go off of a rail.
Yeah. Just flies right off.
Like a track or whatever?
Yeah. So, and this rail can point in any direction. I don't even know why, I mean, whatever. But, so just imagine below it is this revolver of missiles. Mm-hmm. So if you want to kill an airplane, you go this way. If you want to kill a boat, it has all kinds of shit. So under it is another one of those deluge systems, right? So they're like, hey, we got to get the valves out of the bottom. And I'm in this with this wrench that looked like a big T wrench.
Yeah.
And they fucking put me in it. I'm fucking in it going like this. And I got to reach down, try to grab this bitch. That was the worst day ever. They were laughing because nobody wanted to do that job. I didn't know what I was getting into.
Was that like legit though, how you're supposed to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought they were just fucking with you.
Maybe. I don't know.
I want to press the eject button.
Let's put them in it. Yeah. Maybe they just put me in it. But yeah, so we did a lot of shit like that. There was one time where we got sent out. The Navy had sold some boats to the Taiwanese, and they were like, "Oh, we got to do some bore scope and some ammo mag inspections. We need."
You mean the Chinese?
Well, yeah. No, Taiwan's a country, right? But they don't have a president. Is that how that works?
Well, it depends who you ask.
Why? What do you mean?
Well, I mean that's actually kind of how that all works, country-wise. I mean, they can say they're a country, and then like some country could say like, nope, they're ours, and it's like, well, who has the bigger dick?
Right, yeah. Does Taiwan have a big dick?
I don't know.
Okay, so
never lifted a skirt.
Well, it was the Taiwanese Navy.
Okay,
and I'll never forget this. We went out to South Carolina because the Navy had sold them some boats, so we had to inspect some shit, and we go out there, and these guys are like cooking, like in these rooms where you're not supposed to be cooking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the fucking, where the guns are. Like, all right, that's one way to do this.
What's that smell? Gasoline? Yeah, we're good.
Fuck it, we're good. Yeah, but we did shit for them from that same location where we were at. That was interesting.
Okay.
just to get a different perspective. But they were cool. They were hardworking.
Was it like a pretty cramped quarters? Though?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like pretty claustrophobic.
Yeah, they were living pretty much wherever they had shit.
Just like jammed them into places, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that reminds me. I've been this thing that I got, this like kick I got on YouTube, watching fucking guys like just explore caves.
Okay.
Like caves where they have to like squeeze to get into, and then all of a sudden it opens up and they're like crawling through. Then they have to like take their little backpacks off, push it through to like get.
Oh yeah.
And they're like where like stuff where like it's so tight where they have to exhale and then push themselves through, and then it's nerve. Just your nerves tingle when you're watching.
What about the guys that do that like underwater?
Oh, that's even worse.
Have you seen those?
Yeah. Well, like if like they kick up some silt, they're like fucking blind.
Can't see shit.
Yeah.
And these guys are like, oh, I'm gonna go through that. I have to take my tanks off.
Yeah.
And then feed my tanks through.
Are those important?
Yeah. And then they have a string. What if that string gets cut?
I don't think they have to worry about it getting cut as much as they have to worry about losing it, because it's like literally just like a piece of twine.
Yeah.
Like it's not like a rope.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's.
I'd imagine it's attached to him somehow, right?
No. A lot of times they'll either establish it or it'll be pre-established and it's like kind of like permanent.
Oh.
So they basically will like tie it off on a rock, and then they have like they'll just unwind it as they go so they don't lose like how to get back.
Yeah.
And then if they have to like go to a different direction or they run out of string, they have to tie that off. And they put little like markers on the strings that show which direction the exit is.
Fuck that.
But if you kick up silt and you lose the string,
you're done.
If you can't find it, you're fucked.
Wow.
Unless you're really fucking lucky.
Yeah. Amy and I are going to
watching these videos.
Amy and I are going to Karchner Caverns.
Where's that?
It's just outside of like Bisbee.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty cool. I've been there before.
Arizona actually has a lot of caves.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of limestone, and limestone makes a ton of caves.
Yeah.
There's a big cave system that's in just south of Tucson.
Yeah.
I mean, Bisbee, south of Tucson, obviously, but it's not that far.
Yeah, so you go there, and it's like there's like a little welcome center, and a parking lot, obviously, welcome center, and then there's these two little hills.
Yeah.
They don't look like shit. And then apparently there were some people that felt like air coming out of this little rock face.
Yeah, and then they squeeze their little asses in
there. They squeeze their asses in there, and they're like, holy shit, it was like a whole freaking limestone world under there. And so they're preserving it as best they can. So when you walk up, just imagine like a giant freezer door.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. They open that up, and when you walk in, it's like becomes like humid as fuck.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk in. And they still have the original area where those guys went in, the footprints.
Yeah.
Where they came in, because that's all been preserved. And they have like a walkway.
Who gives a fuck about footprints?
What are you talking about?
Just protect the cave.
Well, the cave's well, I mean, I think they did a good job, because it's like there's only a walkway you can take, and it's like a paved walkway. There's no way to miss it, and that's lit.
But I imagine the cave is way more intricate than that. They just
for sure. They just give you So they have this one area. They call it the big room or the grand room, something like that. And it's like you go and you kind of sit.
You have to bring your own headlamps, or
no. It's all lit.
Okay.
I mean, it's not very well lit, but it's cool. Right. Like so you kind of walk in this area. You sit in you stand in a semicircle, and it's pitch dark.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they start putting lights up on all this fucking limestone. It looks so cool.
Yeah.
It's like a light show that they do.
No, these motherfuckers aren't like the ones that I'm watching are like in the middle of fucking like Kentucky, like in the backwoods. Like they'll just like a guy will just tell him like, I hear there's a cave back here, and they'll like go like,
let's go
searching, and they'll find like just like kind of like a stack of rocks, and they'll like look, and there's like, oh, there's kind of a hole, and then they like start squeezing through, and all of a sudden it like opens up in like a real path, and they're like, there's water coming down, and like, I'm like, you're just asking to get killed. Because I also like watching those YouTube videos where they're like talking about like people who like get stuck in caves, and they're like trying to squeeze through stuff, and they get stuck, and then they die, or like flash floods and like caving.
That would suck.
Yeah,
the flash flood thing.
I was watching these same guys. There's like called something like Adventure Brothers or something, but which is like obviously like it's not that, because that's like a cartoon or something, but. It's something like that. There's these like two brothers that like, and then their friends come with them too. But they like are always like exploring these caves and shit. But they were like going one. It's like, hey, did anybody check the weather? It's like, yeah, I think we're good till later.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, what if you guys get lost?
Define later.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. If you get lost, later's going to come.
Yeah, you're so screwed.
And they're like, it's like, I don't know. And they don't know where to go. They're literally exploring these caves. I mean, some of these caves, they'll get it like really fucking deep in them, like hundreds of feet underground, and they'll find like a rope.
Oh.
Like where someone had like established like a rappel or something. Yeah. So it's like, wow. People are fucking
ballsy,
crazy.
Dude. Yeah, that's ball. Is that the spelunking?
Yeah, I mean, that's just like cave exploring.
Is that what it is? Yeah. I don't know. I've never done it, so I don't know.
Yeah. I'd rather be on the top of a rock than underneath one.
Yes. God, yes. Yeah. That's fucking scary, man.
But I love watching it. It's nerves are just like, oh my God. I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I kind of got uncomfortable. Like you used to post like pictures of you climbing and you were just this little dot on this giant fucking rock. I was like, whoa, F that, dude. No way.
Well, so these guys will like be in these caves that they don't even know anything about, and they'll find like a hole and they'll shine their light down and they'll be like, oh shit. And they'll like throw a rock and it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. So like huge holes in the middle of these caves. And then they'll set up a rappel and they'll just rappel to the bottom of it. Yeah.
How do they get back up? They just climb up the rope?
Well, they have ascenders or
Jim
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they have like the tools to do it, but it's just like,
yeah. But how do you know how far that goes down? Like, how do you know if you have enough rope?
Dude, one of them, it was just like as a rock climber, I was like, you fucking idiot. Like he was like rappelling down and he went like maybe 10 feet and then he looks down and he's like, I don't think the rope is touching the ground.
Oh my God.
And then he's like, oh shit, I don't have my ascender with me. Like, I'm like, what are you were about to go in this deep ass hole without an ascender, like a way to get out. But he was only 10 feet. So he's able to like kind of just, hand over fist, like to get to the top of it. But I'm like, that's the fucking dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
But I guess like maybe the plan was his buddy was going to bring all the equipment back down. But like,
maybe
if you get stuck like hanging in the air, like you can't. So like if the rope's taut, your buddy can't just like attach into that rope and rappel to you.
Right.
Right. Because you need a loose rope to do that.
Yeah.
So he'd be stuck at the end of the rope.
I didn't think about that.
Or in the middle of the rope where he realized, because now he's pulling the rope taut, he would have to get off the rope somehow, or they'd have to drop another rope.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's fucking like, you guys, that was a fucking dumb move.
Yeah.
Luckily, it did not end up with them dying.
Yeah, no shit.
I mean, that's their YouTube channel. It's just like them doing this shit.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I've been watching that a little bit lately, and it's just like, oh, I'll never do that.
No, that's fucking crazy, dude.
I say never, but I probably would do it.
You think?
Yeah, some of it.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I wouldn't do the diving thing.
Oh, I would.
I wouldn't do the cave diving. That's too scary.
I mean,
didn't like Cowboy Cerrone almost die doing that shit? Like he got lost or something, or somebody panicked.
Yeah, one of his friends panicked or something like that, and they like got off the rope. Or off the the little lifeline or whatever.
Bad call.
And then like they kicked up silt and he I think he got out by accident.
Yeah.
Like he just found the exit.
Yeah.
Bro.
Fuck.
Bro.
Yeah. Me and that friend would have a long talk.
Well, that's what he said. He told him, he's like, I'm never diving with you again. You gotta like if you're doing something like that with friends, like you better know your friends have their heads on straight.
Yeah. Yeah. That's too scary. That's too real.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna run out of air.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
You have X amount of minutes of air,
yeah.
and maybe less if you freak out, right?
Yeah.
Definitely less if you freak out, right?
Yeah. I remember my first 100-foot dive.
So you've scuba dived before then?
Oh yeah, dude. In like when I was stationed in Panama, we did it a lot.
Yeah.
So much that the guy at the shop hardly ever charged us.
Right.
Like it was like we didn't rent the equipment from him. We rented the equipment at the army base, but we would go out and stay with this guy's shop like overnight. Like he had these little cabanas.
Panamanian army?
No, American Army.
Okay.
Like the American Army base, and then we'd go. I can't remember the name of the town, but this guy, he was a Panamanian guy. He had this little scuba place where he had these little. I mean, we called them cabanas. It was basically a room without a door, right on the water that we could sleep in, and for like, I mean, it was super cheap, less than $10. Like, you get a boat and the boat would stay out there with you. Like the guy driving it would stay out there with you. So it'd be like 6 of us maybe on the boat, and we'd go out. But we would go. We'd go
drop
out.
anchor, or is it?
They drop anchor, yeah. So they drop anchor, but it was like most of the dives we did were like 30 feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you run out of air before you run out of chart. You know, you can just play around.
Right.
And it was a reef. It was called Drake's Island. So we used to scuba dive all these beautiful fish and, you know, just whatever. And we wanted to do our advanced open water cert. So the guy's like, well, you can do it here. Mm-hmm. And he ran us through all the paces, and we did like, you know, the rescue dive, and we did blah, blah, blah. The last thing was the deep dive. So I had never been on a dive where I couldn't see the bottom as soon as I hit the water.
Right.
Because everything was like 30 feet or less.
Is it surreal?
It was interesting because I fell backwards off the, you know, I entered the water backwards off the boat. And do you know why? You know why people do that?
Because if you go forwards, you go into the boat.
Yeah, you go into the boat. Yeah. So
I know that dad joke.
So I'm hitting the thing on my BC and just, you know, letting the bubbles out, and I'm fucking looking at the you know, the what do you call it, the surface. Sorry, yeah. So I can see the surface and it's glowing, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I check my little depth gauge, and it's like it looks like it's right there.
Right.
And I'm like 75 feet deep.
Because you have like no room, like nothing to
there's
like
no frame of reference. Yeah. No. So I'm like, holy shit.
That's like the first time you like get away from like the shore.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't see anything
you can't
but water.
see Yeah. You can't see shit.
Because the Earth's flat.
It is flat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Antarctica should be.
No, that's a wall.
Is it? Oh, that's right. It is a wall.
Antarctica's a wall.
Yeah.
You can never go there except for the guys that did.
So, yeah, we get down to depth, and you had to do like stupid things, like simple math problems, shit like that. The guy would write on a little thing, and
to make sure you're not like getting crazy.
You're not freaking out.
Yeah.
And then we had to ascend, and you have like the little safety stops on the way up.
How is it like every like 10 feet?
No, it's not quite that. Like you had to stop like at, I think it was like, oh man, it's been so long, but I think it was like at 50 feet, you make a few, like a 5
from
minute
100.
Stop. Yeah.
So you'd go all the way up to 50,
and then you got to stop there, and you had to, it's like a test. Like you got to do your BC kind of right, and so you're kind of hovering, buoyancy compensator.
Okay.
So you have weights on your belt, so you'll sink, right? But your buoyancy compensator is like a vest that you wear that the tank's attached to.
Right.
And so you can, it's attached to the tanks in such a way that you hit a little button, it'll fill it with air, and you can ascend. Well, you have to, in order to be, you want to get neutral buoyancy.
Right.
So like you can be just over a reef and not touch it, right. Shit like that. So you got to do that at 50.
So you're not putting an effort to stay at a,
correct.
At a certain.
Yeah. You just hover. Yeah. Right. So, and then, but Boyle's law, as you ascend, the bubbles get bigger.
What's Boyle's law?
I don't remember, but the bubbles get bigger, and basically it'll eventually burst. Like air at 100 feet is different than air at 5 feet. Well, right.
Yeah. Cause it has way less pressure.
Yeah. So,
or more pressure.
More pressure.
Yeah.
So, and then we had to make another stop, I think in like 15 feet. I don't know, something like that.
So it was only like a couple of stops.
Just a couple stops. And then you ascend, and then you pass, and you're all good.
And then your joints don't hurt.
Then, well, no, luckily. Yeah. So then, it's been so long, dude. I did my last scuba dive in 97. Yeah, it's been a minute. So,
lots of people that we hang out with that weren't even alive.
I know. So, and then we did a night dive. That was really cool. So, God, I wish I could.
So you can't even see the sharks coming.
No, and they fuck with you too, man. Fish will fuck with you.
They're like come and investigate.
So the guy says, he goes, we might see some octopus, we might see some eels. We might see this. We might see that. Things that hunt
at the reef, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like things that hunt at night. Everything he said we could possibly see, we saw. It was so cool. It was so cool. There was an eel that was like super curious, so he'd kind of swim around us a bunch. And the thing was like, again, it's a test, right? So we all have chem lights, but you stick your chem light under your suit so that you're only following one chem light. And he said before he hit the water, he's like, we're going to sit in a circle at the bottom. And when you look up, you're going to be able to see the stars. through the surface.
Oh, wow, really?
And they're like, oh, that sounds cool, man. I can't wait to see that. So we get to the bottom, and he does this with his light, to kind of gather around, So we're all sitting in a circle.
I assume they go over all of like the hand.
Yeah.
Signals or whatever.
Yeah, like when you get to the bottom, you have to do a little circle with your light, telling them that you're okay, shit like that.
Yeah.
But he's coming around, and he's holding his chem light, and he goes like this, and you give him your chem light. And what he did was he cut all of our chem lights and then swam over us and went like this. So it looked like there were stars everywhere. So that was pretty funny.
So he was just fucking with you.
Yeah, he was fucking with us. Yeah. So I'm assuming we didn't kill anything with those chemicals in that light. Well, they're supposed to be like non-toxic. So
yeah, supposed to be.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's what the label says. That's what Johnson & Johnson says.
Yeah, so we're good.
Yeah. But how do we get in that subject?
I don't know, because it's cool.
God, yeah.
Well, I think we were talking about cave diving, and you were talking about...
So I could not imagine navigating tight, confined spaces with those big-ass tanks on you.
Yeah, no.
And your BC and your fucking...
I would be so worried about, like, nicking something that's, like, really important.
Yeah.
Because, like, limestone gets sharp.
Yeah, but that equipment you're wearing is pretty robust. And I would assume that they have some kind of Kevlar cover over anything exposed,
But then they have to worry about like different mixes because they go so deep for a lot of those caves.
Yeah.
Right. Even though it's like you're kind of like casually kind of going down at an angle, but it's still dropping in depth.
I wonder how deep they go. I wonder if they go like 200 feet.
I mean, some of the ones that I've seen were like where they're exploring like these like well-known caves are hundreds of feet deep.
Wow.
But they're caves, right? So you're not like open water, so it's a little different, but it's also like that's kind of scarier.
Yeah.
Because it's like that. I mean, for anybody, it's not like anybody could just come save you.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Like a cave, like if you get lost in a cave, someone could still go explore that cave and find you. Like if they knew what they were doing and knew the cave, like no problem.
Right.
Deep water, it's like that's a whole ordeal.
You're gone.
Yeah, and by the time they get there, you've drowned.
Yeah. Well, and a current is taking you.
Yeah.
You're not there.
Well, in a cave, like you probably get stuck somewhere, but like,
yeah.
Bro,
I'd go down there for like 10 minutes, be like, dude, I don't know where he is. He could be, I don't know.
Well, so like this one that I was watching is like this, I can't remember, it's like England or something like that, where this like farmer found his like cow or something like fell in this hole, not fell in the hole, but like his foot like got stuck in this hole. It's like this 1 foot hole. And he like looks inside of it. He's like trying to like fill the hole in so his animals don't fall in it anymore. So then he had someone, I can't remember if he had looked into it or had someone else come look in it. It turns out it was like the top of this like huge underwater cave. And then it just like came up to like a peak and there was like a foot hole on the top of it.
Whoa.
So then he like, some divers came to explore it and they like, they drop into this cave. You get down to the bottom, like 50 feet, 60 feet, whatever the hell it was. And there's just like this pile of rocks from like stuff falling in the top of the hole. So there's like this mound of rocks. And like, that's where like, people, when they explore the cave, they'll go there, they'll stop there. And then it splits off into two different directions where you can kind of like explore deeper caves. And like, there's signs that say like, you could die if you go farther than this. Like there's signs underneath the water, like don't go, if only experienced divers are allowed to go farther. And it's like, they like talk about like when you're on this mound, you can look up and you can see the light coming through. So you know how to get out.
Yeah.
Right. But like when you go into the two offshoots, you can't see that. So like you go into it, one of them, like there was like a couple of people that were like a party, like a group of people went in there, and on their way out, they didn't see like where they were trying to head back to the mound or whatever. And they like took like, there was just like kind of like a small like chute on the roof. So they thought that was it. So they went into the chute and it like never ended. So they were like, disoriented. They didn't know where they were because they're like, we should be coming back towards the mound.
Yeah.
And they ended up like drowning because they couldn't get out of they didn't know what to do. Bro. No.
That's scary.
Yeah. Could you imagine the panic of like realizing doesn't look like how we came in?
Dude, can you imagine taking a breath and you get nothing?
Yeah. Is that what it'd be like, or is it just like breathing air with no oxygen in it?
No, you would run out of air, literally run out of air.
Right. So you wouldn't be able
there
to
would be
anything.
No pressure
to
pull in on.
And then
you're basically doing a vacuum.
Then the panic of like, well, I'm going to have to breathe this water here in a second and then die.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, dude. Fuck that.
I always like picture that being one of the worst ways to die.
Drowning?
Drowning.
Drowning is peaceful.
Yeah, maybe once you've sucked in the water and you're...
No, I've done it.
Okay.
I have. So when I was a kid, we were swimming across this lake. Well, lake. But I remember it was really cold. And I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. So I jumped in and I was swimming. And I remember I was swimming. I was like, oh man, this is really cold. I mean, really cold.
Yeah.
And then I remember being so cold that I just kind of curled up. And I woke up on the shore. My brothers went to get me. They said I swam. They saw my head. I went down. They saw my head again. And then I went down. And they're like, oh, shit. And they jumped in to get me. But I was out.
Yeah, that's a little different, though.
How so?
Because you kind of like were cold. I think you went hypothermic and then went out. And then drowned. Versus like being... And
then drowned.
Like, you weren't aware...
You have a whole theory. You know, my theory is...
You weren't aware that you were about to suck in water, though.
I don't know. I was underwater.
You just said you don't remember any of it.
I was underwater.
You woke up out of
the water. They said I was underwater.
Yeah, whatever. You don't remember it.
It's very peaceful. Yeah. That's why I've never been afraid of the water since. Yeah. It's like,
all you have to do is drown once.
Yeah, drowning's not bad.
Yeah.
If there's any way to go.
I recommend everyone try drowning once. Talk to your kids about experimenting with drowning.
Shit, yeah.
Like, have you ever like swam and you were like so deep underwater and you're like on your way back up like to catch your breath and you're like, oh shit.
Oh, shit, yeah. It's not quite there.
Yeah. And then you make it and you're like, oh fuck.
And you're so relaxed.
Yeah. Sounds really relaxing. There was a movie, God, what was it? It was called like White Scroll or something like that. It was a ship movie where they're like in this boat. I can't remember the whole plot. But anyways, there was a scene where like these guys get trapped under deck and they have like, you know, have that like old pirate ships or whatever have like that grating between like the...
Oh, yeah.
So they're like stuck there as the boat's sinking and they're like, you know, shipmate or whatever is like trying to like, is like kind of holding their hand or like he has to leave them as the ship's sinking and they're like, you know, I'm like, I always think about that and I'm like, you can't do anything. You're just getting sucked underwater and then eventually you're going to have to breathe that water and die. No thanks.
That's how it goes.
That doesn't sound very peaceful to me. That sounds like panic inducing.
Fuck.
Because there's like nothing you can do. You can't like outsmart your way out of that.
No, you're done.
You're done.
You're done. Yeah.
And you get the I think the thing that about it is like, you know, you're done.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh shit, I fell off a mountain and died. It's like, nope. Okay, I'm in a spot where I literally can't get out.
Yeah.
The water's coming down. I'm holding my breath as long as I can. And then I'm done.
Yep. That's it. That's all you got. Yeah.
Sounds real peaceful.
I'm actually thinking about the comments on Boyle's Law. Fucking idiot.
You don't even know it.
Oh, God.
I learned it once upon a time.
Yeah, me too. It's been so long. You know what? When you don't need it, who gives a fuck?
It's very important.
Is it? It's the law.
It's the law, man. I don't even think it's important to know if you're a scuba diver. I think it's important to know the concept.
I guess so.
Yeah. But yeah, fuck all that.
Yeah, fuck all that.
Underwater's scary.
Yes, it is. All right, let's call it.
Okay.
All right, everybody. If you love the podcast or if you hate the podcast, Ploplas.
Yeah.
If you love the podcast or if you hate the podcast, please like and subscribe. Please follow us on Instagram. We are the BJJ Foxcast. On Facebook, same thing. Spotify. Spotify's been a hit lately, dude.
Yeah.
We've been killing it on Spotify.
Nice.
So thank you, everybody who's subscribing on Spotify, and we will see you on the next one.
Don't forget to experiment with drowning.
Don't experiment with drowning.
Oh, but
don't forget that blue belts can do what?
Beat up everybody.
They can beat up everybody.
Hey, I remembered.
This episode is brought to you by BioPro Plus. BioPro Plus is the faster, easier, and safer non-synthetic alternative to painful, expensive, and invasive anti-aging hormone treatments. The growth factors in BioPro Plus have the unique ability to regulate and restart the body's natural sex hormone production, and it also assists in raising glutathione levels, improving immune response, repairing DNA, promoting enhanced protein absorption, and supporting self-differentiation and proliferation. I don't know what any of that means, but I can tell you this. I've been using this stuff for about a year, and my ability to recover is through the roof. I'm training jiu-jitsu 3 times a week. I'm lifting weights 2 times a week, and the just the amount of time it takes for me to recover has reduced significantly. I'm 51 years old, and as an aging grappler, I got to do everything I can to stay on the mats. So I go through a pretty regimented recovery system, and BioPro. I also use the evening version. I forget what it's called, but it's fantastic. Get this stuff. Go to www.bioproteintech.com and put the promo code Foxcast. Promo code Foxcast will get you $30 off your order. Hit them up. You won't regret it.